everyone, it's Gabriella here, and today I'm going to be taking you through a quick overview and review of the Brothers Scan and Cut 2, and I have the CM350. So I'm going to start by cutting out a bunch of stamped images that I had because I was doing some Christmas cards. So I did this video actually a few weeks ago, and I hadn't had time to post it. So this was a bunch of stamped images that I stamped and colored them in, and then I wanted to cut them all at once. And I have matching dies for all of those stamps, but as you can see, as this video goes on, I've got about 3 sheets worth of stamped images, so it would have taken quite a bit of time. So I'm going to run this from start to finish, the process in real time, so you can see how long this actually took. So I ran the first sheet through and had it scan in color, and then it comes back and it shows you what it recognized. So then you can adjust the size of what you want to cut out. So if I only wanted to cut out like the top half of that sheet, I could do that and then cut the rest of it out later. So that's where it's showing you now, is that I said that there was nothing on the right side of that sheet, and so it's showing a dark area. And then right there, I'm selecting to have a border cut around my images. So I'm doing 0.04 inches around each image. So this is not sped up at all. This is the speed that the machine actually cuts at. And one thing I did realize when I was doing this, though, is that most of these images are on Nina White 80-pound cardstock. A few of them are on Bristol paper because I did do some colored pencil. If you're cutting a bunch of images, cut only one paperweight at a time, because my cardstock cut out just fine, and my Bristol paper on some of it was a little bit difficult to remove. I had to kind of go in with scissors and cut some of it out because it probably needs a different depth and pressure. So that's another thing, is that you adjust your depth of the blade and your pressure of your cut. And I had actually used my machine prior to this, and so I already had it set to cut cardstock. I just didn't think that the Bristol paper would make a difference. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just cut one kind of paper at a time. So as you can see here, it's moving right along. Now, I didn't use the sound on this video, but I will say that it's a little bit louder than I have a Cricut Explorer, and the cutting for this is just a little bit louder. It's not outrageous or anything. It's not going to disturb anyone, but it is something that I noticed. But honestly, it also does cut a lot faster. So I'm just going to let this finish up here. And as you can see, this, like I said, I'm letting it run in real time so you can see how it actually cuts everything out and how long this would really take you. It's just kind of moving right along. And I know there were some of the reviews that I read before I got this that they said that the mat wasn't sticky enough, and I haven't had any problems. I've used it quite a few times since I got it now, and I'm still using the same mat, and I haven't had any problems with my paper sticking to it at all. So that's just, been my experience. And I just have the standard mat that came with it. I don't have any of the other different tacks of mat. I just have the one that came with the machine, and I haven't had any issues. So once it's done, then it lets you know it's finished cutting, and you're going to see right here that I can just peel the images out. So that one tree, for some reason, it did not cut on this pass through, and I was able to cut it out later by just putting it in with a bunch of other images. I'm not sure why it didn't cut. But here, as you can see, like, the mat's really sticky because that's me trying to peel the cardstock off from around the images, and I mean it's got a nice amount of tack to it. So again, I'm not sure what the problem that people were having. So those are my tiny little die cuts that I have there. I think they're so cute. And I think this is just so much easier and faster than if I would have had to get my Big Shot and do each of these individually. So as I'm peeling these out, it's amazing to me how well it cuts everything, even those really, really small images. So this is a couple of different stamp sets from Lawn Fawn, and it has a little star, a couple of ornaments, some small lights, so strings of lights that go with one of the stamp sets. And as you can see, like, I'm just kind of like popping them out of there, and they're cut perfectly. You can see that that's the little string of lights. I mean, that's amazing to me. And it cut them so fast, and then it cuts them all at once, so I don't have to like swap out this die and then swap out that die. It's just much faster. Now, if I was just cutting out one thing, I would probably just cut it out with a die or just fussy cut it. But if you're cutting a ton of images, I think this is just a lot faster and a lot easier. And then the rest of those little guys, like the little Santa hat, those little squirrels, everything just cut out so clean. Like it was really, really nice. And then because I chose to cut it out with a border, it almost looks exactly like how your images look when you cut them with dies anyway. So then that was my last set of images for this sheet that I ran through. And again, as you can see there, that the sheet is really stuck. So I was running out of room there. I had some stuff fall off the side. Yeah, and these guys cut out perfectly. All of them. And also with this, on some of those deer, I did some mirror stamping. And you can cut out mirror stamped images with a die if you have it. But you kind of have to look through the paper and make sure it's lined up. Whereas with this, I can just cut them all out at the same time, even if I have like mirror stamped images. So now I'm going to just peel off. There was a little bit of paper that got stuck, left behind on the mat. I'm going to go ahead and just clean that off and then stick some more images on there. And the rest of this is going to go very, very quickly because it's really just more of the same. It's the images going through and then just getting cut out. So there's really nothing special. So this one goes super fast. But again, these are all the different images that I was able to cut out at once. Mainly because, like I said, I was doing all of my Christmas cards at once, and I wanted to have all my images done. So this actually took, I don't know, I'd say maybe about, I don't know, maybe 4 minutes to do all of it, to have them all cut out. And it cuts out, again, all of the tiny little shapes. So this one had tiny balls of yarn, tiny knitting needles, like little things that said Christmas list, bows. There were a couple of snow cones, some tiny fish, and all of it just cut out perfectly. The only thing that I did notice is that there was one stamp that should have been lights that were right next to each other. This is so precise that it cut them out into individual lights. And if you look to the left there, you can see it. That's what I'm setting down. Those are tiny little lights that got cut out individually instead of being cut out all together as one die. So, I mean, it's a small complaint. And then this was another batch that I cut out as well. And then there, as you can see there, that's the tree earlier that I had a little bit of trouble cutting out. So I am super satisfied with this. If you guys are thinking about getting one, I'm pretty sure it's going to do all the things that you'd like for it to do. I can't recommend it enough. So thank you very, very much for stopping by. And if you guys do decide to get one, I hope that it's everything that you're expecting it to be. Mine totally is. And then when you're done, all you have to do is you can go back to the home screen and then just turn it off. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.